I just want to say that I think a lot of the things you guys say are wrong.
Well, so
I would expect that from a theist.
And I would just,
for example.
Pardon me?
For example.
Well, that there's no God, I guess, would be the start. If you're an atheist, then right off the bat, we've got a bit of a problem.
Well, yeah, but that's an easy problem to resolve because all it takes is a demonstration of a justification for your belief.
You use really big words when you talk. I'm sorry. It sounds a little...
Okay. I just want you to demonstrate to me that your belief in the existence of a God is justified.
Well, why do I believe in God? Well, there's evidence for God everywhere you look.
Like?
Such as?
Just on the news lately, we had a national tragedy. Someone got shot through the brain,
That's
and they
horrible.
survived that.
And wait a minute, what? They got shot and they...
Representative Giffords got shot through the brain.
Right.
The doctor said it was a miracle she even lived. She got shot
So
through the brain, and
don't
she
think...
is still alive, and she looks like she will actually get back to normal.
What about the 9-year-old who died?
Yeah.
Well, you just look on the news, and the president said she's up in heaven, and you want to tell us, you want to jumping in rain puddles, he said, and you want to tell people that it's just lights out when you die.
So the president decides who's in heaven?
Yeah.
He said she's jumping in rain puddles up there.
Did he see her? I mean, how does he know this?
Well, you want to tell us that it's just game over when you die?
No, I'm just asking how you know this.
We're asking how you know this.
What is the justification for claiming she's in heaven? And even if she is in heaven, is that a justification for someone shooting a little girl? Is that part of the miracle? Was that a 9-year-old got killed?
It's a miracle that Representative Giffords survived.
Right.
Imagine you got shot in the head.
So
Do you think you'd have a good chance to live?
Right. The plan was about killing several people so that God could show his beneficence in making somebody go through rehab after getting brain damaged from a bullet through the brain. That's your miracle.
You don't think that's a miracle? If
I
someone
think it's an extreme tragedy, and that it's fortunate that not everybody was killed. But I don't think it's a miracle that somebody survived and is now having to go through rehab, and she can barely, I don't even know if she can speak yet.
Yeah,
I mean, this is somebody's
but
brain
it's a
damaged.
Miracle she's even alive.
She's brain damaged, and people are dead. And that's exactly what I would expect to happen at an event where somebody shoots into a crowd. I don't consider several people shot dead and one person brain damaged to be proof of God's miraculous powers.
Let me ask you something. How do you define a miracle? What's your definition of a miracle?
A miracle is the way God shows us he's real. It's something that could never happen without God.
So people never survive getting shot in the head without God.
Without God, she'd be dead, just like most people who get shot through the head with a bullet in their brain.
Most people. But you admit that there's some people that get shot through the head that don't die.
It's pretty rare.
Right, but it happens.
Right. 10% of people.
That's why we call it a miracle. A miracle is
so a miracle is a rare event. It's not something that can't happen. It's something that could happen, but statistically would be rare.
And in this case, it happens 10% of the time.
So anything that happens that's against the odds, which we would assume that in the universe some rare things will happen. Every time a rare event happens, you just say God did it. Is that what we're calling a miracle now?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a miracle if you win the lottery, but I would say
why not?
Why not? It's a rare event. It's in fact.
What is the statistical odds that determine a miracle? Like, at what point is it statistically become a miracle versus a rare event?
I don't think you can just. You can't do science on it. That's because it's nothing to do with science.
So we don't really know at what point rare becomes miraculous versus just rare.
Well, this isn't something you study in a university. I mean, this is...
Right, but you're saying that you recognize miracles, and I'm asking you what they are, and you're saying they're rare events. And I said, well, there's some rare events, like winning the lottery, and you said, but that's not a miracle. So I'm saying, when do we hit the point when a rare event is then determined to be a miracle?
I think you guys... You guys are playing dumb with me. I think you know exactly what I mean when I say
no,
we don't.
I don't know what you mean.
No, I want to know.
I'm asking you, how do you know how do you differentiate the rare medical survival event from a miracle?
You mean if someone survives cancer
Right.
I guess that's a miracle if they survive a deadly disease.
But do you believe that there is such a thing as natural remissions that can occur? Like, for example, if you have rats in a lab and some of those rats have cancer and they have a natural remission and survive, I mean, are you thinking God is saving those rats, or do you think that there's sometimes a natural remission?
Oh, I understand the question now.
Right.
It's not always a miracle. First of all, I don't think God does miracles for rats. I think it's just for humans.
Right, and I didn't think you did. I just wanted to make it clear. I mean, I didn't think that you did think God was doing miracles for rats, but I was trying to make you understand my question better. So my question is, when you see somebody survive cancer, how do you tell the difference between a natural remission, like what we would see in a rat, which we would assume would also occur in humans, versus God fixed the person?
Well, obviously, it's just a question of what you believe. I mean,
no, it's not. It's a question of what you're claiming.
The doctor can't tell you if God did it or if it was natural.
So the doctor can't tell if it's a natural remission or a miracle. But then, how can you tell?
Well, it's just I believe that when these things happen, it's God's work that He does.
Except that sometimes you think it's just a rare event.
It's just a really good thing that happens that you didn't think was going to happen, and then it happens, and you say it's a miracle. And
like winning the lottery.
God loves you, and that's how He shows you He loves you, is He protects you.
How do you differentiate between a rare event that you don't think is miraculous and a miraculous rare event?
I guess you can't really. It depends on different people. You might ask different people. They might say it's a miracle. Some people might say it's never a miracle.
I know they
Maybe
say
there's just one
Okay.
thing in their life is a miracle.
Right.
Some people might say, like every day there's a miracle.
I know that people say this because I talk to them all the time. What I'm asking is, where's their justification when they say it's a miracle, when they're also acknowledging that sometimes rare, fortunate things do just simply occur? So when they're saying, I've determined it's a miracle, I guess I'm asking, where's their justification when they're telling me this is a miracle?
Well, maybe there is no real justification.
That's my point.
There you go.
But that's not necessarily a problem.
It is a problem.
It is a problem. If you want me to believe,
It's a problem if you
It's a
care
problem.
whether or not the things you believe are true. If you don't care if they're true, then justification for them doesn't matter. If you care if they're true, then whether or not they're reasonable beliefs to hold and there is justification for holding them becomes important.
Well, I mean, I just think it doesn't even matter. I think I don't even think it matters if it's true. If it makes you feel good and do good things.
Okay. Well, in that case, then the dialogue is kind of over, and I don't mean that in any kind of an offensive way, but honestly, when the person on the phone tells us they don't care if their beliefs are true or not, they just simply hold them, and they can't justify them, and they don't care, then I don't really see a point in a dialogue, because you're saying that even if we could demonstrate you're wrong, you don't care. You're still going to believe it, or you're still going to say it's okay to hold the belief, and so to you, whether or not beliefs are true is unimportant.